man. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. We're going to have a great day today. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. But the great news is we have Kevin Gillespie in the house. How could we start the day without that guy? Look at that smiling face. Yeah, we've got him in the house. Let's see, of course, Jennifer Woodland as well. Honestly, Kristen, Jen, Justine, could we really get through a breakfast club without Jennifer Woodland being here? I mean, in reality, I don't think so. I really don't. No, not at all. It's always good to hear from Jen, too. Hey, Jen, what's going on? How are you? Just come on, man. Talk to us for a minute here. I just want to put your smiley face up there for everybody. See? Don't you all feel better now? I know I feel better. Doesn't everybody feel better? Yeah. So what's going on, man? How's it going? How's it been with you?
You know what? Great. You know what we're loving is everybody's busy. So for our end and talking to all the LOs and brokers and owners, everybody is busy. That means business must be coming in. So spring is here and it's great to see. And people are implementing the DSP and talking about MMA every day. It's awesome. And how it's transforming. And then the tools we have are helping them succeed with what you guys are doing over there. So it's awesome.
Good stuff, man. Exciting Good stuff. Yeah. And just so everybody knows, if you're not familiar, you're on the CRM team.
Yes. Well, solutions team. Yeah. I hope.
Oh, the solutions team. So there's a difference. See?
Get it right. Yeah. Get it right, Frank.
Kristen, I didn't know.
We've got our ops team, CRM team that does all the technical stuff. And I talk on the, front and center, like Kristen and Jen and Meg, and I do that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Do you guys, between the two divisions up there, have a nice rival battle going on, like trying to compete with each other? Like,
it pushes us, right? We all work together well. So.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't, you should implement that. You know what I mean? Start smack talking each other and see, where it really goes from there. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, I recommend smack talk. Smack talk's good. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for talking.
You excel at smack talk.
Well, I bet she does. Well, she was a sports person, right? So you're an athlete. So athletes can be. Hey, put it in the chat. You think if you were an athlete, you think it helps you in sales? If you were an athlete,
you know why I think it helps. I was just listening to a podcast on this. It's so funny that you brought this up. It's you and I, man. We're there. I know. It's like we're in each other's brains.
Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
So I was reading a podcast saying that athletes excel at sales because they've been conditioned to work through challenges. Like they see it's something gets a little difficult or a little hard. They don't run the other way. They expect things to get difficult and hard. And so they're just programmed to work through that.
Yeah, because when I think athlete, of course, you're thinking physical things, right? But the mental game is probably, you tell us, Jen Woodland. I mean, like you were a professional skater, right? So mental game just as challenging as the physical.
You know what? Here's an example. Ilya, the quad god, figure skating Olympics this winter. Everybody was expecting him to win. The guy is always consistent, wasn't consistent because of the pressure. It's all about the pressure, and people don't realize that. People were, smack talking him after the Olympics because he didn't have a clean skate. But it's like, come on, guys, these are Olympic skaters and professional athletes. They don't realize the mental state and the pressure. We were human. We make mistakes, but
I bet it's even more so than the physical. I mean, I bet your mind, like. As a musician, I'll tell you this, you practice, you get out, you go to play a gig. If you make a blooper, like that thing can linger with you through the rest, right? Brad Atwood, right? And the other musicians, Angelo, right? Like you're gigging.
I'm still thinking of some of them from the last time I played.
I'm thinking some from years ago, right? But it's that mental game is a big deal. So it does play out into sales for sure.
And I think like we have like a very, and I'm just gonna say, like, I feel like our society is very much pushing the minute something feels uncomfortable, like get out, do something different, but that, hey, you're not always gonna hit the goal. You're not always going to hit the basket. You've got to learn how to just move on and go on to the next. That's a learned characteristic, in my opinion.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good stuff today. Well, thanks, Jen Woodland, and everybody for that. That was a nice little diversion first thing in the morning, to explore. But you know what, man? We're getting close to. Is Robyn with us yet? Is Robyn LaVassaur
with us, and so is Vince.
Okay, great. So we got a great thing lined up for you. We're gonna hear from Vince. We're gonna hear from Hope Prince. Then we're gonna hear from Robyn LaVassaur, which is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. So before we do anything, I think it's that time, guys. I think it's that time.
It's inspiration.
Oh yeah. I love Tuesday mornings, man.
Vince Queen's in the room.
Vince Queen in the room, baby. Yeah.
One line to light your work day.
Yeah.
Turn that wisdom into boom. He'll break it down for your business. Make it real.
I like it. Yeah.
Make it true. Inspirational quote Tuesday. Vince Queen's talking to you.
Mr. Vince Queen, my friend.
Man.
Talk to us, brother. Give us a quote.
baby, man. I feel like I need a cigarette.
I know, me too.
Oh man,
Always.
that was hot,
Yeah.
man. That was hot. All right, well, look, I think I got something good for you today.
Yeah.
So here it is. You don't build a business; you build relationships that feed it. So Dale Carnegie once said that you can make more friends in 2 months if you look at building relationships. Every deal should lead to 2 or 3 more if you do it right. So don't chase deals, build relationships that bring them in. That's what I got, man.
I love it. I
That's what I
love
got.
it.
That's what
How
I
true
got.
is that? Right?
How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean,
Yeah,
one of the best sales books of all time.
I've read that book probably 3 or 4 times. I love that book, and his principles just remain solid all the time. But I like the quote you shared, Vince, because it's so true. This is a relationship business. That's what this is all about. We're not a one and done kind of organization, kind of business here. It's all about the relationships, man. So focus on the relationships. That'll build your business. Indeed.
Yes, it will.
Good,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah, right on, Vince Queen. Thank you,
Hey,
man.
man.
It's so great to have you do an inspirational quote Tuesday for us, man. Oh, that was great. Hey, let's bring up real
Man,
quick.
I need. Wait a minute. Let me take one more puff of that cigarette off of that music,
Yeah.
man. That was awesome, man. That was awesome, dude.
Indeed. Well, it's for you, Vince, man. I mean, I had to have something special. That's for sure. Had to have something special. Hey, guys, just to remind you before we move on to the crux of the show, the meat and potatoes of the show, Hope Prince is with us here. Hope Prince, hi. How are you, Hope? What's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Yeah, so Hope Prince and I work together at Lulu Capital. That's my personal private capital company, and we are a direct lender for the fix and flip ground up, stabilized bridge, DSCR stuff. Love to help you out. Hope, how many LOIs have you were here just last week. How many LOIs did you issue? Since then?
6 for 3.5 million.
Okay, so 6 LOIs issued for 3.5. If you're in that world, you need a little help with that stuff. If you don't normally do it, this is 1 to 4 units. If you want to go above that, talk to Kelly Dutton, right? But if you got the 1 to 4 fix and flip, SFR townhome kind of stuff, ground up, Hope can help you out. She is your direct rep. She will take good care of you. She will work directly with you on everything until it gets through. You can easily get to Hope by going to flippinghope.com. It's Flipping Hope. So we'll put that in there. I'll put it in.
I got it.
Here you go.
Dude,
Flipping
Frank,
Hope.
Did you see the waiting page? Have you seen the waiting page yet? Like when I signed up to run off the Breakfast Club, did you see that?
Are you talking about with Kristen?
Oh, dude.
Who was the marketing genius behind that?
So
because
is it
that's
weird if
making a big difference.
Is it weird if I print that up and put it up on my wall or something like
I
that?
know.
Is that
yes, but
okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Neither confirm nor deny.
But the marketing genius is there in the main office. Carl have figured that one.
Well, when they took your picture off and put on hers, I would say whoever decided that, deserves a bonus. That's
they
all I
do.
can say.
Yeah, they need a bonus.
Yeah.
Yep, that's for sure. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, we need to get to our dear friend who's going to help us out today, and that would be Robyn LaVassaur. Last Tuesday, we were talking about, Carl, if you remember, and Kristen and everybody, we were talking about these 4 little words. Man, I'd love an introduction that could be used anywhere. You know, referral partner to referral partner, client to client, client to referral partner, escrow officer, closing agent to referral partner or client. You know, it just could be used anywhere. Kind of a neat way to say with grace and gratitude, hey, I'd like, you know, if you know somebody who needs my help, let me know. Just, I'd love an introduction, those 4 little words. And then, Carl, you brought up, and you were talking to Robyn last week, said, well, what happens after that? You know, we get the introduction. What does a perfect follow-up kind of look like? You know, and today's a great day, too, because it's Just Ask Tuesday. So
that was a cliffhanger, if I remember right.
It was a cliffhanger. It was indeed. So thank God we have Robyn LaVassaur here, who's going to help guide us in a decent.
She's going to throw down that rope ladder off that cliff and let us climb to the top.
Robyn, what's going on?
I could barely get a Zoom link to work this morning, so I'm lower your expectations, team. That's the best way to do that to start today. Just kidding. Yeah, I actually thought a lot about this, and I thought, you know, it's funny because we talk about, hey, I'll say the words, but then that next step is still like another scary little, you know, vulnerable sales piece, right? Now I'm going to call them and say, hey, you know, Frank told me that I should know you, Carl, and we should get together. And that still sounds like, where else do I add? So I think that the next step question is, who else should I know, or who can, you know, I'd love an introduction to, or those words that we're asking of the person. The next most famous question, and I will tell you guys, curiosity will get you so far, is why should I know them?
Interesting.
Why should I introduce to them? Because they're going to say something like, "Oh my gosh, you'll love them. You'll love they're a professional in the business. They're this. I know them because of this. I gave you their name because we wouldn't lightly throw out a name. You know, you wouldn't be like, oh, meet my most bozo of a friend, right? Like meet my, you know, meet the person that probably would be maybe a fun meeting, but a waste of time, if you will. They're saying the name for a reason, and so when I'd love an introduction. And they give you that name. Why? Tell me more about them, what they do, how they do it, those things, because the easiest thing to do to disarm any situation and immediately turn something, you know, cold into warm. And I think Carl and Frank, the very first time that I came on, I talked about just making calls to your database and saying, who would you use as a realtor, right? Like, but the second piece to it is always why? Why? Because then it's such an easy phone call next to say, Carl, I talked to Frank, and you know, Frank, I would love to do something creative with your last name right now, Frank, but I'm just blanking on how to get creative, you know, on the LaVassaur and the
Bryce Smith.
Hey, just Smith. I met with Frank Smith, and he said, and he said the most wonderful things about you, and I could tell that Frank doesn't easily intro a couple people, but he, you know, he honored me enough to intro me to you and say these things. And now how can we connect, right? Maybe it's knowing that I am building my business and that you are an exceptional realtor. Maybe it's, you know, knowing I'm building my business and you're an incredible financial advisor. And here's what he said, knowing the trust he has, knowing that you did this one thing for him this one time, man, now all of a sudden we're a little stickier and it's easier to say because of the disarm, let's get together, right? Can we hop on a Zoom? Can we meet for coffee? And I think that's the magic that will warm up what is still presumed in a way a cold call, even though we can name drop somebody.
You know what I love about that? It's just the two things that she said right there. We have a mutual friend. So there's like a built-in trust, right? You know somebody that I know, so it's a mutual thing right there. And then she honored them. That person had wonderful things to say about you.
Yeah.
I think if you start any conversation with those two things, Robyn, it just puts defenses down, any kind of weirdness that was there. How do you go wrong from those first two things?
Yeah, I agree. That's what immediately stood out to me too. You know, especially he said wonderful things about you. You know, that's very simple thing to say, a little thing to say, but that's going to make the person on the receiving side, oh, you know, you sure won't tell what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, that's how it would go, you know?
And I think when you can add something, maybe even a little more personal. So I'm really big on deeper, not wider, if you will. And so it's so fun to say, oh, they said you were great, right? Or they said wonderful things. But if you could say, you know what Carl said he loved best? He said that the two of you have known each other for this amount of time. He said, you know, just a couple things that, and the reason is that with each word that you're saying that's focused solely on them and a compliment, somebody is lowering, right, their distrust into a trust circle. That's the truth of it, right? Psychologically, imagine if somebody's like, Frank, can I tell you the nice things that he actually said about you in the little story he told me? I don't think anybody's like, I don't have time right now to hear those wonderful things when all day long we probably don't get compliments very frequently, right? We hear surface things like, you've been great, you know, thank you so much. And so if you can take it just that little step further, I think it goes a really long way. I love the start of, you look great today, or I love that, or I love this, you know, on a we don't really know each other or anything about each other. But if you can grab one thing that's sticky and then use it and I do this with client introductions from agents, and I do it with agent introductions from other people. Like if I can just get, instead of, and it's no different than us saying the tell me more, what do you love about them? Instead of just, oh, you love them, they're great, awesome, I've got their name, let's get off to the races. If we just add 15, 20 seconds of depth to it, now all of a sudden we're even stickier in that conversation. I sense that Carl's brewing something good in his mind.
You know, so I was watching a thing a couple days ago, and they were their shtick was, hey, run Facebook ads to find the buyer, and then hook up with realtors by offering buyers. And I fell into that trap when I first got started. And there was this agent, I can't remember her name. I don't know, let's just call her Sue, whatever. And I did that. And how I found them was I'd go to for sale by owners and where you guys moving to and refer them over to this agent, right? So I started getting deals from that agent. And then I met another agent and I thought, all right, I'll do the same thing. And about the time I hit agent 3, I was full-timing looking for buyers. I was full-timing these 3 real estate agents' assistant. And I couldn't go to the 4th because when I went to the 4th, I started pulling some away from number 1. Number 1 said, hey, you're dropping off a little bit. What's going on? You know, you're not bringing me buyers anymore. What's going on? And I thought, oh, okay, so now this relationship, you know, as long as I'm paying, you know, I'm using air quotes here, as long as I'm paying, I have a seat at the table. And as soon as I stop paying, my seat's going to get taken up by somebody else that's going to pay. Somebody else is going to fall with it. And such a simpler way, Robyn, is exactly what you're playing out. It's called relationship marketing. Because there's no cap on that. There's no, hey, Carl, you're slacking off. I don't have as many buyers this month as last month, and it's your fault. What's going on? Well, I'm trying to get with Jim Yarrington, say, realtor, and get him to refer to me. And so I'm having to train. Well, wait a minute. I thought we had a thing here, you know, and it was exhausting using that method. And when I found out how effective relationship marketing is and how it's so much more scalable, and I don't have to insert in step 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5 I don't have to make this complicated thing and then spend the money on Facebook ads. And then Facebook, by the way, came and changed the rules, and then we had to change it overnight. And I'm one person's decision away from moving that button from the left to the right and then removing that button off of Facebook.
Yeah.
And then my business is dependent upon that. I don't know. I just listened to you talking about the relationship marketing and honestly, how simple it is. And Robert just said, and golf is so much more fun.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so much more effective, because like Robyn, like when you and I met, it was a mutual friend, right? Jimmy and Todd. And they said, man, you got to meet this Robyn lady. And so I don't remember our first conversation, but I assure you how it didn't go. All right, Robyn, what are you bringing me?
Yeah.
It didn't go that way because you came from two trusted people. Said, dude, you got to know that you got to get to meet this lady. She's an amazing leader in the mortgage industry, and there is no scorekeeping.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's just so much more effective, and it's so much more scalable, and it's what the top producers do. It's all the struggle bunnies that try to insert in additional steps.
Well, the thing too is that when you're building relationships like that with the right, referral partners, well, that's their world too. It's all relationship based, and we know
that's how they got big.
We call that relational leads, from relational referrals from wonderful referral partners. That's their world too. They understand it as a relational business, not just to buy a lead and try and convert something, not a one and done kind of thing. So,
hey, so Robyn, like, let's say you introduced me to Mr. Bill Devers.
Yeah.
And you said, Carl, boy, you got to know Realtor Bill Devers.
Yeah.
And I go, awesome. So I call him up. What is my goal of that first meeting? So when I say, hey, we have a mutual friend, Robyn, and by the way, she also told me that you enjoy fishing or golfing or that other thing that you told me a couple more things. She also said you enjoy this or that you specialize in waterfront properties. Tell me more about that. What's the goal of that first meeting of the person that you introduced me to?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the goal of the first, hopefully connection, meaning phone call or anything else, is to gain an actual meeting, right? Can we get to know each other better? I think one of the things there is the uncovering of objections. It shouldn't scare us. And I want us to think about that, which is almost a cliffhanger, Carl and Frank, because we could do a whole thing on the objection is really the secret. The why not is such a bigger thing than the why. And
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So, and I want to respond for 2 seconds, not to get off on a tangent, but imagine a pause button for 2 seconds. Brad, when you said, aren't we doing that with telling agents we found them to be successful? Here's what I would say. Everybody has stats and can say, hey, I was looking at your numbers. You're having a great year. Now can we work together because you're doing a lot of business, right? Everyone can use that line. There's still no warm connection in that. There's just, and I say this with absolute respect, but these are triggers that help me stay in a better line of thinking. People can smell a sell. People can smell a sell. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, like you're instantly just trying to sell them. But when we say, hey, I see your numbers, you're a top producing agent. Can we, can you teach me something? Can we get together? They know ultimately you're looking for a relationship. You'd be smarter, in my opinion, to call someone and say, this is an all-out cold call. I've avoided calling you because you do so much business. But the truth is, I'd like to get together and learn what you're doing, right? You'd almost be better suited to just kind of hit it out. And I did that for a very long time. If I actually was cold calling, I would just use the word cold call at the beginning and then tell them how scared I was to do it and how brave I was to do it because they were worth it. So it was, and there's an authenticity to that. So, kind of going back to uncovering objections, there's a story, and I don't know who told it to me, and I'll probably botch it for a minute, but there's a story about a furniture store And this furniture store was struggling a whole bunch, and they were trying to move some inventory. And so they started putting, the highlighted neon signs outside, and somebody like Frank's out there dancing it up with Vince Queen, and they're 50% off couches and recliners, and they're doing their thing, and they're still not really selling. So then they started saying, hey, we'll throw in a free ottoman with that sofa, we'll give you a free coffee table, and it's still not selling. And they're saying, hey, we'll give you, free furniture cleaner, all of these things, extra bottles, and they're still not selling. And finally, somebody said, I'm going to ask every customer today, why not? Why not? What is the obstacle in taking home this couch that you're sitting on that you and your wife have been debating for the last hour and you love it? Why not? And you know what the number one thing was? They didn't know what to do with their old couch. And so people started moving their old couches for free. We'll move your furniture and move the new furniture in. And all of a sudden, they were the number one furniture store. And I think one of the things that we have to get connected to and addicted to, if you will, is loving the why not. Hey, I already have a lender, Carl. It's so nice that Frank gave me your introduction, Carl, but I've got a deep set relationship with a lender. Why not? You've got it right in your hand, right there. But what we do at that moment, and again, we could probably leave this a little bit as a cliffhanger because there's a lot to unpack in it, but discovering an objection is a beauty. Now you have the one thing that's making them say no versus maybe 20 things. Gosh, Vince, that was the nicest compliment that somebody's given me. We both know Frank. This is probably, I should say yes. I have a lot of reasons too, but I have one or two that just don't work.
Yeah.
And if we can learn the why not, then we can dig and possibly overcome the one hesitation, the one objection. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, just as a reminder, if you're enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube, you can catch our live shows. The live shows are really cool because there's oftentimes downloads and giveaways. It's really, really fun. To subscribe, you simply go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. That's loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Subscribe and join us on our live shows. They're 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Hope to see you there. This is so cool. So I love this. The objection is the secret. This is fantastic. And this is something that we're hoping you will bring up and talk about next week. Can you do that for us?
I'm super happy to do it.
And the objection, I've always looked at it like objections are, I get this visualization. Like Robyn, if I was talking with you and hey, we ought to work together and you gave me this objection, I already have a loan officer, right? Whatever that objection is. Mm-hmm. I always look at it. As soon as I hear the objection, I literally get this visual image that there's a door with a lock on it.
Yeah. And
I look around my neck. I envision this. I look around my neck and there's this, a bunch of keys hanging on my, on different pieces of thread around my neck. And I go, that's objection number 37 here. Actually, there's not that many. That's objection number 8. There's about 11. That's objection number 8. And I grab key number 8 and I unlock that door and I just walk right through it. And so all you have to have is just the key to each lock or key to each objection. And there's not that many. I find there's about 11 that real estate agents offer. And there's about 7 to 10 that consumers offer. Yes. And that's it. And once you learn those 7 objections or 8 objections with consumers, you'll never get stumped again. Mm-hmm. So you just have to have that key. So maybe, Frank, maybe our teaser for next one would be what's some of the objections, and we can do both referral partners one week, maybe, and
customers,
consumers the next.
Yeah.
And what's the objection? And we'll just show you what the key looks like, and then you can just copy the key.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. We're getting some questions here. Robyn, can people? You're part of the Alliance coaching, right?
I am. Yeah.
So if people wanted to get some coaching from you, not that Carl isn't great and handsome.
Oh no,
I mean, for the record,
we bowed. Wait. Let me clarify. We bow to the queen bee. Okay, let's just keep it real here.
But if they wanted to get coached or wanted to learn more about the Alliance, Kristen, how does somebody learn more about that? I know we mention it here from time to time.
Yeah,
right? We don't really do anything like official, but it's just from time to time we mention it. But is there an ongoing sort of systematic way that someone can get plugged in or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people in the chat, Robyn. I wish you could see the love. I hope you do take a minute and look. But Robyn is one of our alliance coaches. So really, it's a matter of getting on a call and seeing if the alliance is the right table for you to be seated at, and we can go from there. But Jen, could you put the link in the chat to get on a call? And then we can talk daily success plan. Thank you, Justine. It's already in there. But also, I will say, Robyn, are you coming to the next event in October too? Because she was at our last event. I was hanging on every word.
I will be at the next event as well.
She's
so
leading,
I will be there in
she's
October.
leading the
Yes.
event in October. I just want to
All right.
clarify.
So,
Well,
and I happen to know we were
play
just talking about this
tambourine player
yesterday.
to Jim and Carl. I'll be the tambourine player. So
Yeah, right.
That's my role, Robyn. That's my role.
Oh,
That's what
Shoot,
Pat
you're already
Benatar
really good,
said.
Kristen.
That's what Pat Benatar said. Oh, I'll be back here somewhere. Yeah.
I'm playing the finger symbols. But so I happen to know, because we were just talking about this yesterday, we still have early bird pricing on the mastermind event. So if you want to get in that June 1st, it goes up. But right now you can still get in at early bird pricing. So I've got my ticket. I'm ready.
But
I'll be in the front seat, Robyn, with my notepad.
Well, I got to go to the first one. First of all, who would ever argue with hanging out in Clearwater, Florida, either in March or in the fall? Like, that was incredible. And second of all, it was such a great room of just engaged. I think there's magic in, yes, Jimmy's brilliant, Carl's brilliant. I can definitely play some tambourine, but there is some serious magic in the camaraderie in the room of just sharing with each other too. And I think the quality of people was really, really great. So, and I think great cliffhanger for next time is, maybe come with the objections that you're just, you kind of turn into, what's it called? Is it the pig or Elmer Fudd or somebody who does the whole like can't quite get it out right, like Porky, thank you. So if you're of my age, those well. So maybe come with what you're stuttering over in that, and we can work on those objections. Because
you want to do the referral partner first, or the consumer, or the borrower first next week?
Let's start with the referral partner. We're on that track, and then we can switch over to the consumer.
All right.
Love
I'm writing it down. We're pinning it in.
Let's go.
Hey, Robyn, just remember Stevie Nicks was a tambourine player, okay?
Yeah.
He does have a point. Yeah.
One of my faves, Mr. Devers. One of my faves.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Good stuff today, man. What a wonderful day. Well, today's Just Ask Tuesday, right? It is Tuesday, right? Am I right? Yeah. Today's Just Ask Tuesday. And who's going to give us a quick overview of Just Ask Tuesday? Who should we pick on?
Well, look at Christy Melko with the big smile. I was like,
there you go.
I was literally like, I've never seen a happier person. I realized that was a freeze. It was a freeze.
Oh, right. Yeah. There she is.
There she is.
Still a wonderful smile.
Still wonderful.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself. There you go.
Sister. There you go.
There we go. I got it. I always stay muted because my kids leave right around 8:45. So nobody needs to hear that.
So what do we do on Tuesdays, Christy?
Tuesday. That's where you. My video might have disappeared. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good. We got you.
It's the one where you. Okay, I can't see anything, but that's fine. That's the old. Do you have any friends, families, or co-worker can buy, sell, or refi? And you talk to. This is Tuesday, so you talk to everybody that is in the pre-approval process, and then anyone attached to them as well. So whether that's the agent, the borrower, any co-borrower, any title agent, everybody involved with each and every transaction, you talk to each and every person and ask for a referral.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's on
Just
our
as
active
simple as
deal.
that.
Got it.
Just as simple as that.
Just ask. Just ask.
Where are you enjoying your coffee at, Christy? Where do you live?
So I've been on this call before, and then I went away for a while, and now I'm back. I am in Windsor, Ontario, so 10 minutes from Detroit.
Oh, nice. So you're on the good part of Detroit.
Sure. Detroit's pretty amazing right now. They've got a lot going on.
Actually, I was going to make fun. You're on the good side of Detroit, the Canadian side. But actually, Detroit is actually a fantastic. I'm not just saying it. It's a fantastic city.
It really is.
It's called the comeback city.
Yeah.
It is.
I've been
It's
here.
neat.
I've been here
Yeah.
15 years, and the growth is unbelievable.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there's a lot
it's-
going on here.
Yeah.
It was quite a transformation that took place there. and it's
Amazing.
incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we got everything in, I think, Carl and Kristen and Jen and Justine and everybody. I think we're good. Robyn, thank you so much. You're so.
Thank you. And thank you, Vince Queen. Yeah, I'll never get the Tuesday song out of my head again. So.
Oh, no.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a pain in
we
the
did that
way
on
out.
purpose. Yeah. But you know what, Robyn? I'm going to make one for you. I'm going to make
I
a
was
song
going
for
to
you.
say, why doesn't Robyn
We
have her
need
own?
Robyn.
My goodness.
I want to see how it's going to rhyme LaVassaur. I don't
Oh,
want to see where
boy.
that, what direction that goes.
Did you create the Vince Queen song, Frank?
Oh, just AI. I just put it in
Sir,
there.
you are a jack of all trades. I'm more than impressed.
I'm very sure that Frank's going to have himself saying your name the way he does in your walk-up
Yeah.
song.
If I could make it do that, I would. I don't know that I can.
Yeah. For the record,
But,
there's nothing good that runs with Robyn. So nothing good that rhymes. So be real careful, okay? We got like
Well, you don't know.
Robyn,
AI. You never know. So, all right, guys. Well, look, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow, we're going to have Katrina from AD Mortgage talking about non-warrantable condos. We had Kimber White, all the condo stuff. And then it comes down to, well, maybe you still can't do them, but if you got a non-warrantable, we're going to have Katrina on from AD going over the non-warrantable stuff. So this could be a nice niche thing to market and get, if you're looking for something to get out there, hey, we can handle condos. Got a non-warrantable? Give me a call, right? So that kind of a thing. So she'll be here tomorrow. And then, of course, Thursday, we have Owen Lee. Friday, Chris Johnstone. All right. I say we're good to go. You guys ready to roll? Ready to get started? All right. Let's go. No, we're not doing that. We're doing this. Gotta end with that. Yeah. All right, y'all. You guys have a great day.
Queens in the room. Oh, yeah. One line.
Have a great day, everybody.
Your work day. Turn that wisdom into boom. You'll break it down.
Who sings this?
For your business.
Who knows? It's AI.
Make it real.
Shut up.
Have you not heard this
Yeah.
before,
Make
Carl?
it true.
Took all about 11 seconds.
I've never heard this. So did you have AI create this, Frank?
Yeah. Yeah, I told it we have Inspirational Quote Tuesday. Vince Queen is our star of Inspirational Quote Tuesday. He gives us an inspirational quote and write me a song about it. Yeah.
Which platform did you use?
Suno. Suno.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
But I did say
impressive.
I needed to be soulful because Vince has got that voice,
no,
I
I
said
get
it
it.
has to be
I get
very
it.
soulful, and I wanted that to match Vince,
No, I
and
get
it did
it.
a great job.
I get it. Wow.
Well, hey, Carl White is the James Brown of lending. So make sure you got a little James Brown beat in his song.